My name is William Gallagher. I am coming to you live today from the Market Traders Institute here in Orlando, Florida. I'm here today to kind of give you my quick start Forex program. I'm going to take you by the hand here today, get you up to speed in the Forex market, put some tools in your hands here today so you can actually literally start trading in the Forex market right after we get done with this webinar. I'm actually going to take you by the hand, teach you a trading strategy, show you a current trade that I'm looking at, and then show you how you can take this all for a trial here for about the cost of a pack of gum. Now, before we get started here today, once again, because we are going to be going into the live charts, and I am going to be teaching you an actual trading strategy, I just want to let everybody know that it is highly recommended that you go through this entire education in its entirety and you begin trading as an educated and knowledgeable trader. Now, also please be advised that anything I share with you here today, do not take this as actual investment advice. I am going to walk you through certain trade examples. I'm going to show you a trade that I am looking at right now. Ultimately, though, when it comes time for you to place a trade in your live account, that decision to make that trade is yours and yours alone. So to kind of set the agenda of what we're going to be going over here today, for those of you that are brand new, don't worry. I'm going to take you by the hand. Get you up to speed very quickly. I'll go over some Forex market basics, explain to you what the Forex market is, what we're doing in this market. Then what we're going to do is we're going to pull up our charts. I'm going to teach you what's called the London Daybreak trading strategy. It's a very simple and easy trading strategy where you don't have to know a lot about analysis to get in and out of this market very quickly. Then what I am going to do, though, is I'm going to demonstrate our charting platform here, and I'm going to show you some analysis using our automated tools, and I will show you that current trade opportunity that I'm looking at and why I'm looking at it. I'll also show you today how you can set up a demo trading account, plus I'll show you how you can get everything I'm showing you here today on a trial bonus and some free bonuses. Like I said, everything I'm showing you here today, be able to take for a test drive for about the cost of a pack of gum. Now, Renee did get a little bit about my background, but just to give you a little bit about my story and how I wound up in this market. I've been trading in the investment market since 1998, mostly stocks and options. I've also worked for several different financial companies and firms. I also did help start, launch, and build an entirely new financial services company from the ground floor up. One of the things I want to point out is that even though I did know about the Forex market, I didn't understand the potential of the Forex market. So I was just like those of you that are in this webinar here today. I was in a webinar just like this. I became interested in the Forex market, and then I actually have gone through MTI's education program. So I was a student of Market Traders Institute, and then MTI came to me and they then started asking me to start doing webinars like this to get new people up to speed very quickly in this market. So those of you may have caught one of my colleagues earlier today. His name was Joe Cavallaro. You may have explained a little bit what Market Traders Institute is, but I'm actually coming to you live today from the Market Traders Institute in Orlando, Florida. This building you see on your screen is actually our building. I'm actually broadcasting out of that building here today. It's a 70,000 facility, 70,000 square foot training and trading facility. We literally have students that come to our building from around the world. They come here and then get trained live right in our classrooms. The nice thing about our education is that you can actually learn how to do this right from the comfort of your own home. Now, a little bit about Market Traders Institute. I do actually have to update my slides here because we actually are celebrating our 23rd anniversary here in April. We have a nice, beautiful event coming up. I actually have some great guest speakers that are coming here. We're going to have Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank. He's going to be one of our guest speakers. I'm going to show you here in just a second how Kevin Harrington is actually partnering with us. We have Les Brown. Some of you motivational speaker might know Les Brown. So big, huge event for our students here coming up in April. So we've been around for almost 23 years now. We are getting some accolades. Some of the accolades we're getting. Some of you might recognize that logo in the bottom right-hand corner of my screen, Inc. magazine. In 2015, we were ranked as 1,180 in Inc. magazine's fastest growing companies. Last year, we were ranked, moved up to up to 592. So for this year, we're looking to break into the 500. Hopefully that we're going to be able to do that. But we did get a nice little letter from Inc. magazine letting us know that we do share the same pedigree as Zappos, Under Armour, Microsoft, and so on. Now, as I also mentioned, Kevin Harrington. Some of you might know who he is. He's one of the original Sharks on Shark Tank. He's worth about $450 million. He saw what we were doing, liked what we were doing, so he actually has partnered with us, and what we have a program is called Trade Like a Shark. So Kevin, he's going to be doing some presentations for us as well, and he loves what we see here. So I just want to give you an idea of what we got going on here, who we are, a little bit about our background. But what I want to do is let's turn this over to you now. And let me go ahead before we jump into talking about the Forex market. I want everybody to quickly look at the screen. Please give me an idea of what your trading experience is in this market. If you are brand new to this market, please type the number 1 into the chat box. That's going to let me know you are brand new, you have no experience in this market whatsoever. Those of you that do have a little bit of experience in this market, please type the number 2 into the chat box. That's going to let me know that maybe you've been to a workshop or 2 like this, maybe you're even trading in a demo or a practice account. Number 3 is for my more experienced traders. Those of you, you actually maybe you're already trading in a live account. You already have experience in this market here. So yeah, just 1, 2, or 3 very quickly here before we get started. So yeah, usually when I come to these webinars, that's what it seems. Usually we get a lot of 1s and 2s. Ray says he's a 1, Dean's a 1. I got Lanny says he's a 2, Richard's a 2. We got Paul's a 1, David's a 2, Gerald's a 1, Mary's a 3. So it looks like Mary, and it looks like we got Curtis. You 2 are the only 3s here, but Jacob and Aaron, looks like you guys are 1s and 2s as well. So don't worry. Before we jump in, pull up our charts. Let me give you a quick overview of what the Forex market is. Let me explain to you what we're doing in the Forex market. Let me explain to you what you're doing when you're trading Forex currencies. I'm going to explain to you what a pip is and why you want to capture pips. More importantly today, I'm actually going to take you into the charts and show you how you can actually get started in the market right here with a very simple trading strategy without having to know a lot of knowledge as far as trading in the Forex market. So for those of you that are not familiar, let me just take a quick minute here. Let me explain to you what the Forex market is. The Forex market is the foreign currency exchange. What we're doing is we're trading one country's currency against another in an attempt to figure out which one's going to gain in value against the other. The Forex market, it is the largest financial market. There's over $5 trillion that is daily traded in this market. So what that means is that it's a very large market, it's a very liquid market as well. You can get in and out of this market very quickly, so plenty of opportunity for those of you in the room here with me here today to get involved and just get a fraction of that. Now, one more thing I want to mention as far as the flexibility of this market. This is something that's important with the London Daybreak trading strategy I'm about to show you. There are 3 major trading sessions that go on in this market. You have the Asian session, you have the London session, and you have the US New York session. Now these sessions, they overlap. So what that means is you can actually trade this market 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, from 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time on Sunday through 5 o'clock p.m. on Friday. You can get in and out of this market around the clock 24 hours a day. That's going to come into play with what I'm about to show you here in just a second. Another neat thing about the Forex market is that unlike the stock market, where there are thousands and thousands of stocks you can watch and trade, the Forex market, there's only about 60 different currency pairs to trade. Now, we take that one step further, and because we have 23 years of experience of trading in this market, we're going to show you which ones to pay the most attention to. In fact, I pay attention to about 20 of them. I'm actually going to show you today some of the secrets to trading 6 of them. So we're going to focus on 6 different currency pairs here today. Narrow this down very quickly so we can focus on that. Now, when I pull up my charts, if we actually pull up the charts, let me explain to you what we're about to look at. What you're going to see is a chart very similar to what you have on your screen right here. Some of you might be wondering what these little rectangles are. These are called, this is called a candlestick chart. These are called Japanese candlesticks. Now, what we're doing on this chart, like I just said, is we're trading one country's currency against another. If you look in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, you're going to see the currency pair. In this case here, this is the Great British Pound, GBP, US dollar currency pair. So in essence, what we're doing on this chart is we are trading the pound versus the US dollar. So as the market's going up, the pound is gaining in value over the dollar. When the market's going down, the pound is losing in value. The dollar's gaining in value over the pound. Now, as I just mentioned here, these little rectangles, these are called Japanese candlesticks, and we teach our students how to trade utilizing these candlesticks. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail explaining what these candlesticks are, but what they do is they represent the time frame on our chart. They're going to represent what the market has done in a certain amount of time. So in this case here, we're going to be utilizing today 1-hour charts. So if you look next to the currency pair in the upper left-hand corner, it's going to be a 1-hour chart. So what that means is that each one of these candlesticks, they're going to represent what the market has done in 1 hour of time frame. I'm not going to go into a lot of details explaining what these candlesticks are, but all you really need to know today is if you're taking notes, the white candlesticks mean that the market has gone up during that 1 hour time frame and closed up. They're also called bullish candlesticks. The dark blue candlesticks mean the market went down and closed down during that 1 hour time frame. So they're called bearish candlesticks. All you need to know is white means the market went up, dark blue means that the market went down. Now, another thing that we teach our students here at Market Traders Institute is we teach our students how to identify what are called candlestick formations. Now, we utilize these candlestick formations kind of like the sign language of the market. These candlestick formations are going to help tell the trader a story. This candlestick formation, the bottom left-hand corner of my screen, this is called a Morningstar candlestick formation. What this is telling the trader, this is telling Aaron and Jacob and Curtis saying, hey, look for this market to U-turn and go upward in a bullish movement. At the top of my screen, this is an evening star candlestick formation. Once again, telling the trader, this is telling Carrie, this is telling Jesse, this is telling Carl, hey, look for the market to U-turn and go downward in a bearish movement here. Now, you don't have to know a lot about these candlestick formations, but when I pull up my charts, our charts actually will show you, they'll point out the various different candlestick formations. I'll show you how I can do that with our charts here in just a second. Now, two more quick things we need to know before we pull up the charts. You need to know what a PIP is, because we're going to be looking to capture PIPs. Now, PIP is an acronym. It stands for Price Interest Point. So let me quickly break this down in the simplest way I can explain this to you. I'm sure everybody here in the room right now, you probably already know that a penny, there are 100 pennies in a US dollar. So a penny, it represents 1/100th of a US dollar. Pretty basic. But if we're looking for a unit of measure that is smaller than a penny, it would be the equivalent to what is called a pip. Now, a pip represents 1/100th of a penny, just like a penny represents 1/100th of a dollar. There are 100 pips in a penny, just as there are 100 pennies in a US dollar. If we were to look at this number right here, the first two decimals, the first two spaces past the decimal, these are your pennies. The next two are your pips. So a pip, it represents 1/100th of a penny. We'll come back and I'll show you what these pips are worth here in just a second. So one more quick thing we need to know before we jump into the charts. You're going to utilize leverage in this market. Your broker is going to provide this leverage. It's going to allow you to place and generate a leverage return on your pip. So the leverage is going to give you buying power in this market. What do I mean by this? Well, there are three major lot sizes that we trade in this market. We trade in lots. Now you have what's called a micro lot. A micro lot's about a $20 investment from your trading account. Each pip is going to be worth about 10 cents. So if you're trading at a micro lot level, each pip that you capture is going to be worth 10 cents. So I'm going to show you a trading strategy here today where we're going to be going after 50 pips per currency pair per day. And if we capture those 50 pips, that means you would generate a profit of around $5 here. So that is a micro lot. Now the next step up is what's called a mini lot. A mini lot is about a $200 investment from your trading account. Your broker borrows this investment size. It allows you to place the trade and to generate the return. Now, in this case here, each pip that you capture with a mini lot is going to be worth about $1. So those 50 pips I'm about to show you here today, if we capture them, they're going to be worth about $50. Now, the standard lot is the standard by which most traders strive to achieve in this market. A standard lot is about a $2,000 investment from your trading account. Each pip's going to be worth about $10. So in that case here, those 50 pips that we capture are going to be worth about $500 in profit. Now, I know there's some of you might be saying, well, William, I can't do $2,000 per trade, or I can't do $200, or even $20 per trade. I'm actually going to take you one step beyond all this here today. I'm actually going to show you how to set up a demo trading account where you can actually practice doing trades in the market utilizing a demo account, utilizing play money here, real trades but play money. What we'll show you here today is we'll get you up to speed. We'll let you become comfortable using a demo account, and once you become comfortable trading in the demo account and your account gets to that point where you want to start investing real money, a lot of you will probably invest with a micro lot. When your account level builds, when your confidence level builds, you'll get to the point where you start trading in a mini lot, and then once again, as your account level builds, and your confidence level builds, we'll get you to the point where we start trading at a standard lot level. So we'll come back in and I'll just explain how this works here in just a second. But one more last thing before we pull up the charts. You have all the basics down. There's one person I need to introduce you to. His name is Joshua Martinez. Joshua is one of our Forex masterminds here at Market Traders Institute. He's one of our product experts. Now, He has trained thousands of Forex investors, and when he started off trading, he invested about $500, and he ended up generating about $39,000 in profit off that $500 using the strategy I'm about to show you here today. Now, he has made thousands and thousands of Forex investments. He's a published author, international speaker. Now, the reason I'm talking about Josh is because he is the creator of the London Daybreak trading strategy I'm about to show you right now. Now, the neat thing about this is that he'll even give you a video as part of this trial here. I'm going to kind of give you a Cliff Notes version of how this strategy works. You'll actually get a video from Josh here, and you'll be able to watch him actually show you how to do this in much greater detail. Now, this is his MyFXBook account set up here. I need to actually update this because this is still for 2016, but as of about October of 2016, he was up 36, almost 37,000 pips. I think he actually finished out 2017 up 38,000 pips. If you go to our website, markettraders.com, I believe they have his current results up there over the last year. I think he's up about 38,000 pips. So kind of give you an idea of the type of trader that Josh is and the type of results he's getting. So we're going to pull up our charts right now, but I just want to explain who he is because he's actually going to be giving you actually several videos as part of this trial here today where he goes into detail teaching you the London Daybreak trading strategy. It goes into detail teaching you a lot of the different types of analysis that I'm about to show you and how to use our charts as well. So now you have all this in your back pocket. You kind of have an idea of how this all works, who Josh is, who MTI is, who myself is. Let's go ahead, let's get started. Let's start talking about the basics here. Let's talk about how the London Daybreak trading strategy works here. So the London Daybreak trading strategy, Ashley here just asking, should we be taking notes? Yeah, you might want to write this down. These are the 6 currency pairs we're going to be utilizing for the London Daybreak trading strategy. We're going to use the Great British Pound Canadian Dollar, Great British Pound US Dollar, Great British Pound Japanese Yen, Great British Pound Swiss Franc, Great British Pound New Zealand Dollar, the Kiwi, and the Great British Pound Australian Dollar, the Aussie. Our goal, as I just mentioned here just a second ago, we're going to be going after 50 pips per currency pair per day. I'm going to show you a very simple trading strategy to go after 50 pips. Josh will take you in that video and he'll show you how you can actually lock in more pips above. I'll explain to you here in just a second why we're going after 50 pips. Now, this strategy is allow you to do this 5 times a week. I'm going to teach you the strategy. Josh will go into a little bit more detail, explain to you what days you might not want to use this and a little bit more behind this as well. So let's go ahead, let's pull up our charts. And oops, actually, this is actually the current trade I'm looking at right now. I'm going to do some analysis. I'll explain to you why I'm looking at this. I know for some of you, this might look like gobbledygook or something like that, but I'll come back here and I'll show you how to do all this analysis and what it all means. Let's go ahead, let's get started. Now you should see 6 different charts on your screen. Once again, these are the 6 currency pairs we're going to utilize. You're going to use up in the left-hand corner, this is the Great British Pound Australian Dollar. In the center right here, we have the Great British Pound Canadian Dollar, Great British Pound Swiss Franc in the upper right, Great British Pound Japanese Yen in the bottom left, Great British Pound New Zealand Dollar, bottom center, and the Great British Pound US Dollar in the bottom right. Now, actually, thank you for that, Daryl. Daryl just asked a very good question. Daryl just asked, what are the rectangles at the top of the screen? I was going to get to that later, but actually I'll mention that right now. One of the neat things about our charting platform, these little rectangles, these are called workspaces. So as you can see here, I have a workspace set up for this London Daybreak trading strategy. Now, I'll come back in here, I'll explain a little bit more how these workspaces work, but the neat thing about it is that as part of the charting software, in fact, actually, I want to bring that to your attention as well. Everything I'm showing you here today, the London Daybreak trading strategy, the charting platform, everything I'm showing here today, you're going to get to take this for a trial. So you'll get all this here, like I said, for the cost of a pack of gum. Just stick with me. I'll show you at the end of the webinar here today how you can actually get this in your hands. Now, the workspaces, the reason I'm talking about this is you can actually import these workspaces. So I'm working in a different office here today, but I can log into my charting software and I can access my workspaces either from my computer or from the cloud. So you can actually upload them right to the internet, and wherever you are, as long as you have the charting software set up, you can actually import those workspaces on your chart. Now, the reason I want to mention that is because I do believe Josh gives you this workspace right here. I think he'll set you up with that workspace as one of the free bonuses here. So thank you, Daryl, for asking that question. So let's go ahead, let's get started. I'm going to actually demonstrate this for you today on the US dollar. I'm sorry, the pound US dollar. And oops, before we move forward, yeah, actually Jacob just asked a good question here. Jacob says, so these are all on a 1 hour time frame. Yeah. First of all, 2 things. Some of you already mentioned these are all on the Great British Pound currency pairs, but also they're on a 1 hour time frame. So as I pull up my chart, Let me just quickly explain to you that, as I mentioned before, these candlesticks are each going to represent what the market has done in 1 hour of time frame. So I'm going to go ahead and compress my charts here just a little bit. And there we go. We'll just go ahead, you know what, we'll leave it at that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this down. So I have some nice white space here, and we're going to get started. And this is the basis of the London Daybreak trading strategy. So let's go ahead, let's draw some quick lines here. Just like that. So let me quickly explain to you what we're going to be looking for, how this trading strategy works. What we're going to be looking for is between 2 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time and 5 o'clock p.m. 5 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. What we're going to be looking for is the initial high or low for the day. Now the reason for this, the reason we're looking for either for the market to pull back and form its low for the day and rally up, or rally up, form its high, and then pull back, is because, as I mentioned before, there's 3 different trading sessions in the market. You have the Asian session, the London session, and the New York US session. In between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. you have overlap. You have the close of the Asian session, and then you have the opening of the London session. So we're going to be looking for directional movement, either rallying up or going down, pulling back down during this time, right off of this time period here. We're going to fine tune this here in just a second, but I just want to explain to you what we're looking at. Now we're also going to be looking for the opposite high or low for the day. We're going to be looking for this between 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time and 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. This is going to be that opposite high or low for the day. Now the reason for this is because you have the close of the London session and then you have the opening of the US session here. So what we're looking to do is take advantage of this directional movement coming off from the London session to the opening of the US session. Now what we have found is that each one of these currency pairs, each one of these 6 currency pairs has what's called the average daily trading range. What that means is that we're expecting each one of these currency pairs to move a minimum of 50 pips on the low side to over 200 pips on the high side during this time, that average daily trading range. So our goal, as part of the strategy I'm going to show you here, my simple trading strategy, I'm going to show you how to go after 50 of those pips. Now Josh, in those videos, I believe he goes in and he talks about how you can lock in profits and go after more than those 50 pips, but I'm just going to show you here how we go after 50 on the low end. Now once again, if you remember, as I told you before, if you're trading with a micro lot account, those 50 pips would be worth about $5. If you're trading with a mini lot account, that's once again about $200 investment per trade. You'd then be looking to generate at $1 per pip about $50 in profit off each one of these currency pairs per day. And then you have the standard lot, which at $10 per pip, now we're talking $500 per currency pair per day. Just want to kind of give you an idea, once again, depending on what account you're trading at. The micro lot's at a $20 investment per trade, mini lot's at about a $200, and then standard lot is about a $2,000 investment per trade. But I'll show you today, you don't have to invest any money into your trading account. Use a demo account, try this out, try out the analysis before you even invest a single penny into your trading account. So let's go ahead, if everybody has this down, once again, I believe Josh goes over all of this in much greater detail. So let's go ahead, let's pull this back. And let's go ahead, let's get started here. So Alex just asked a really good question here. So let's go ahead, just so everybody understands what you're looking at here. I'm about to show you what's called the London Daybreak strategy. Once again, London Daybreak trading strategy, and this was created by Joshua Martinez, the gentleman that I showed you, kind of introduced you to before. Now, if you remember, like I told you, we're looking for directional movement coming off of that initial high or low for the day between 2 o'clock a.m. and 5 o'clock. So I'm going to come in here. I've already come in and highlighted some of these here, and you can see right here, this directional movement right here was worth about 65 pips. What I'm using right here, this is called my ruler tool. And if you look in the upper left-hand corner of my screen, the range equals the amount of pips. In this case here, it went down 65 pips. I think this is the 3 o'clock right there. This one ranged up about 57 pips. This one went down right here about 77 pips. This one right here went up about 90. This one went down about 61. This one was a nice one right there. That one went up 152. This one went down 83. I think this is a little small one right here. 25 pips, so that probably wouldn't have been a very good one. And this one, depending on how far or when we got out, that either went 44 pips or it went down 96. And of course, the next day that went down just like that here. So the reason I'm pointing this out, I went in and I already kind of highlighted these here so everybody has an understanding, kind of seeing how we're talking about this directional movement here. Now, actually, a couple of you just asked, why is it doing this here? Let me quickly explain to you what we're looking at. What we have found is that during this European session here, what we have found is that the European market, they're processing the largest bulk of their Forex transactions. So what ends up happening is that during this period, the banks are processing their orders, and then this provides a huge injection of volume and also provides this directional movement. So this gives you and me, the strategy I'm about to show you here, is give you the ability to take advantage of this directional movement very simply here. So let's go ahead, let's bring this forward here. I'm going to demonstrate the strategy. I have enough time just to kind of give you a couple of examples and show you how this works. And there's one thing I need to point out, that the basis of the London Daybreak trading strategy is going to be based around the close of the 3 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time candle. So essentially, what we're going to be doing is that right at 4 o'clock, remember each one of these candles represents 1 hour time frame, right around 4 o'clock is when we actually start the strategy. But the thing is, in that video that Josh is going to provide you, he'll show you what you're going to want to be looking at before the 3 o'clock a.m. candle closes. So let's go ahead, let's move this over, and there's our 3 o'clock a.m. candle. We'll go back about a week or two ago, and I'm going to demonstrate how this actually works here. Now, I'm going to demonstrate this for you when we actually start talking about actual manual analysis, but there's 3 things you're going to want to know before you get into a trade. Number one, which direction is the market going? Is it going up or is it going down? Number 2, you want to know where and why to get into the market. And then number 3, you're going to want to know where and why to get out before you even place your trade, whether you're using the strategy I'm showing you right now or with the manual analysis I'm about to show you as well. The professional traders, this is what we're looking to do. Before we even get into our trades, we want to have an educated opinion as to which direction we believe the market's going. We want to know where and why we're getting in and where and why we're getting out. So I'm going to zoom in right now. Let's go ahead, let's zoom in. Let's bring this even bigger, just like that here. And, oh yeah, actually, thank you for that. Rocky just asked a good question. Rocky's asking about the charting. Yeah, this charting software is the charting software you're going to take for a test drive. It's very user-friendly to use. So don't worry what I'm showing you here. You're going to be able to play around with this and use it as well to get familiar with it. So let's go ahead, let's get started. In fact, let's move this up here. I'm going to zoom in even nice and tighter. There we go. Oops, sorry about that. Let's back it up. And here's our 3 o'clock a.m. candle. Now, at the close of that 3 a.m. candle, we want to do 2 things. Number 1, we're going to want to place a pending order 10 pips above this high. So that's 79. We need to set this at 89. And this is going to be our entry buy. We're not in the market till that gets triggered. Now the entry buy is going to be plus 10 pips above the high of that 3 a.m. candle here. So just to be clear here, yeah, because actually Asher just asked a very good question here. Are we talking about the candlestick wick? Yeah, I don't know if everybody can see here that candlestick wick right there. That's the actual high point, not the body, the wick right there. So 10 pips above the high is our entry buy. It's a pending order. Next, we're going to come in here, and 5 pips below the low, we're going to set an entry sell. So 25.65, so we're set 25.60 right there. I'll type that out. That's going to be our entry sell, pending order, and it's going to go minus 5 pips below the low. So just like that. So we have our entry buy and our entry sell play. So we're not in the market till we either get triggered buying or we get triggered selling here. So this is going to help us answer question number one. It's going to help us answer which direction do we believe it's going. I told you we're looking for that directional movement. This simple trading strategy is going to help us do this here. Now before I move forward here, Charles just asked a very good question as well. Charles just asked why 10 pips above, 5 pips below. I'm not going to go into a lot of details about that, Charles, but once again, that video, I think Josh goes into much greater detail. I don't have a lot of time to go into a lot of the details about this. I kind of want to give you kind of a Cliff Notes version of how this works, and then in the video you're going to get from Josh, he'll go into more details explaining how this actually works here. So this can help us answer question number one. Which direction is the market going? Is it going up or is it going down? So let's see what ends up happening here. So 1 hour later after the close at 3 a.m. candle, the market does in fact rally up. It triggers that entry buy. So automatically we're now in the market, and this now just became a market buy. Now what this means is it has given us an educated opinion where we believe the market is going to go bullish. It's going to go up. We believe that directional movement's going up off of that 3 a.m. candle during that time period that I told you here. So we're buying into the market, so we're not looking to sell the market. So the first order of business is to come in here and cancel the opposite order. We don't want to sell the market. We're buying the market here. So we've answered question number one, which direction is the market going, and where and why do we get in? We got in 10 pips above the high of that 3 a.m. candle. So let's go ahead. The next step is when we get triggered in, we have to come in here and we have to set what's called a stop loss. Now the stop loss is going to go right there. It's going to go at the low of that 3 a.m. candle. And this is a little bit different here. You're going to take some notes. The stop loss, which is our protection if the market goes against us. Now, I'm sorry, stop loss when buying into the market. It's going to be a little bit different when we're selling the market. It's going to go at the low of the 3 a.m. candle here. It's going to be a little bit different when we're selling the market, but stop loss when buying. Now what this does is this can protect us. In fact, let's zoom in here just a little bit more. We'll zoom in. What the stop loss is going to do is that means if the market goes against us, let me show you here. We're risking, I'm pulling out my measuring tool here. On this trade, we are risking 23 pips. So our risk is 23 pips. So we've answered number one, which direction is the market going? Number two, where and why to get in. Now we need to answer where and why to get out. If you remember, I told you our target, which is our exit from this, which is also known as our limit, is going to be one of two different things. It's either going to be one, a minimum of plus 50 pips, or number two, a 1-to-1 risk ratio. So in this case here, we are risking, in fact, let me delete this. There we go. Oh, let's put that back on there. It's going to go back. There we go. Okay, so let's delete this. Let me move that out of the way. There we go. So we're risking 23 pips, but our minimum target's got to be 50. So what we're going to do is we're come in here. Let's measure off 50 pips from our entry. So we come in here, 35, and right there. So 1.2639. 1.2639 right there. That's our target. That's where we're looking to get out of this trade here. So at this point, we have our entry, stop loss, our target is set. We're done. This is all set on our broker's platform. We're either going to get taken out with a 23 pip loss, or we're going to exit with a 50 pip win here. So let's see what ends up happening here. 1 hour later, 2 hours later, the market does in fact go in our direction, gave us that bullish movement during that movement, and we get taken out of that trade with a win. In this case here, we captured 50 pips. So just to kind of give you an idea, 50 pips with a mini lot. If we're trading a mini lot account, that means we just generated about $50 in what? In 2 hours. A mini lot would have been about $50. Then you have your standard lot. You standard lot traders, you have just generated about $500. Not too bad. So that trade's done, and we move on to the next one here. So not too bad. First trade right there, we're up 50 pips. So using a simple strategy. Now I'm kind of, like I said, I'm kind of giving you the basics of this strategy. Josh will go into a little bit more details about this. We'll go into a little more details of showing you some of the details of how you can do this here. So let's move forward here. Now, actually, some of you are asking some good questions. I'm not avoiding your questions. I just have a lot to get through, but I'm going to answer one question right now. Daniel just asked, can you short the market? Yeah, absolutely. We absolutely can short this market. In fact, I'm actually going to, I'll demonstrate that for you as well. So I just want to explain to you, yeah, you can make money in this market when it's going up, and you can make money when it's going down, shorting the market as well. So let's go ahead, let's quickly advance to the next one here, because I got a lot to go over. So here's our next 3 o'clock a.m. candle, and we're going to come in here, we're going to do the exact same things what we did on this first one. We're going to come in here, and right there, 10 pips above the high. I'll type this out for everybody once again. So 27.00, that's going to be 27.10 right there. And that's going to be our, once again, our entry buy. It's a pending order because we're not in the market until we get triggered. That's going to be plus 10 pips above the high. And then we're going to come in here, we're going to set our entry sell, which is going to be minus 5 pips below low. So let's go ahead, let's set that up. There's the low. So 5 pips, so 26.60. We're setting this at 26.55 right there. There's our entry sell. So once again, we're either going to get triggered in to our pending order, entry buy, or our pending order here, or entry sell. It's going to help answer question number 1. Which direction is the market going? Let's see what ends up happening on this one. So 1 hour later, 2 hours later, the market does in fact pulls back and triggers our entry sell. So in this case here, to answer Daniel's question, can you sell the market? Yeah, we're actually now in a market sell position, giving us that educated opinion. Oops, let's move this back one more. Oops. Give us that educated opinion where we believe the market's going down. It gives that directional movement going down, just like that here. So we're in a market sell. We believe the market's going down, so we're going to come in. We need to cancel this opposite order, just like that. So we cancel that order because we're not looking to buy the market. We have an educated opinion. We believe the market's going to go down. So there we got our market sell. Now, next order of business, just like we did on the previous trade, we have to come in here and set our stop loss. Now, our stop loss, there's our 3 o'clock a.m. candle. Our stop loss, let me set that in red, is going to go 5 pips above the high. So 27.00, just like that. So 5 pips above the high of this 3 a.m. candle. That's going to be our stop loss. And this is when selling the market. Like I told you, it's a little bit different. I think Josh goes into a little bit more detail about this here. It's going to be plus 5 pips above the high of that 3 a.m. candle. So we have our entry, stop loss protection is set up. So let's go ahead, let's measure. What is our risk on this trade right here? We risked 50 pips. So if you remember, what is our target? Our target, once again, that's also our exit, also known as our limit, is either be one of two things. It's either going to be plus 50 pips minimum, or 2, a 1-to-1 risk ratio. So in this case here, it's about equal. We're risking 50 pips, so we're going to go after 50 pips. Let's come in here with that measuring tool. Let's go ahead, let's measure down 50 pips. Oops. Go. Yeah, hold on one second. There we go. Okay, so let's measure 50 pips down. There, so 1.2604. 1.2604 right there. So we have our entry, stop loss, our target is set, so we're ready to go forward. Now the reason I point that out is because I actually just got a couple of you saying, so you're saying you have to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do this. Yeah, if you're on the East Coast, this is something that's going to take place overnight. If you're overseas, if you're already in London, you're already probably up. But the thing though is that some of you might be saying, well, do I have to be up? Well, think about the type of results I'm showing you here would it be worth for you to get up and try this out? Try out trading like this. Get these type of results. I'm showing you actually what the market's doing using this trading strategy here. So let's go ahead. And like I said, you can do it in a demo account, or you can start off trading in a micro lot account. Not a lot of investment to do that. So let's go ahead and see what ends up happening here. So 1 hour later, bam, huge directional movement goes down, and we get triggered. So then we get out of our trade. So in this case here, we did in fact collect 50 pips again on that trade. So 50 pips, and that was in what, 1, 2, 3 hours? No, 4 hours. In 4 hours. With a mini lot, that would have equaled what, $50. Standard lot, that would have equaled what, about around 500 or so. So not too bad. 2 trades, not too bad that you're up about 100 pips just off of these 2 trades right here. And on both of these, the first one you were risking 23 pips, second one you were risking 50, so it was a 1-to-1. So minimal risk on that one right there. So this is the London Daybreak trading strategy, my friends. So these are the basics. I don't have a lot of time to go much more into it. You get the video from Josh. Like I said, he'll give you that video going into more details about all this here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. Somebody's asked me to pull these up one more time. These are the 6 currency pairs. You can use this on. When you get this charts in your hand, for those of you, a lot of you are saying, wow, does this seem simple enough for everybody? I mean, I'm going to go and show you how to do some manual analysis using this charting, but does this seem easy? Just what I just showed you here in the last 20 minutes. So you use this on the pound Australian dollar, pound Canadian dollar, pound Swiss franc, pound Japanese yen, pound New Zealand, and the pound US dollar, just like that here. So let's go ahead. What I showed you here is this is London Daybreak trading strategy. Give you 5 times a week to do this. So think about this. Do you think out of 30 opportunities each and every week, do you think you might be able to get 1 or 2 or 3 of these each and every week? Even just 3 of them a week, it's 150 pips a week. Not too bad. So I know I kind of probably went a little bit quick here. Some of you that did take some good notes, great. But if not, don't worry. You're going to get a training video from Josh on this as well. As part of the charting trial I'm giving you, you're going to get a video from Josh, the creator of the London Daybreak. He's actually going to go into much greater detail, explain to you how you can go after more than those 50 pips. Lock in your stop loss and that sort of thing. So what I'm going to do right now is, before we leave, I still have a couple more minutes here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back into the charts, and let me show you some of the features of this charting software you're going to get to take for a trial here today. The neat thing about this is that I'm going to pull up my charts and show you some of the exclusive tools. We have an auto Fibonacci tool, we have an auto trendline tool, auto King's Crown tool, candlestick tools. We have the ability to email and send text alerts, trade directly from the charts. I saw David's question right there. David, I think this might be able to answer your question. Those cloud-based workshops. Now we also have demo trading and auto trading. I might not have enough time to do that here today, but we'll see what we can do here. So let's go back into the charts. Once again, we spent millions of dollars developing this charting platform. So easy to use. Some of the neat things about this here. So what I'm going to do is let's go ahead, let's pull up that chart I was showing you here before. Now this is the Great British Pound, Japanese Yen on a 1 hour time frame. I'm going to show you here some analysis. I'm going to show you here, actually just a couple hours ago, there was a buy opportunity. I'll explain to you why this is a buy opportunity. I'll explain to you why there's still about 57 pips of movement until we hit the current target on here. So let's go ahead. What I'm going to do, I'm going to delete all this. I'm going to turn off this system. Let's go ahead. Let's turn that off. There we go. So let me turn this off as well. There we go. So when you open up your charts, you're probably going to open up a chart just like this. And let me go ahead and let me quickly explain to you what we're going to be looking at. Let me show you how to quickly find some trade opportunities in this market. Now, if you remember, as I told you, there were 3 questions that we need to answer as an educated trader here. Number 1, which direction is the market going? Number 2, where and why to get in. Then number 3, where and why to get out. So I showed you with the London Daybreak, very simple strategy that works on those 6 currency pairs. But this strategy I'm showing you here, my friends, this is going to work on all the currency pairs. This is something that works on all the currency pairs. So let's go ahead and start by answering question number 1. Which direction is the market going? What we can do is we can come in here and we can draw what's called a trend line, just like this. Let me draw a trend line just like that. I'm going to change that to that color right there. Now what this trend line is going to do is it's going to help us take some fear out of the market, because above that trend line, we're in the buy zone. Below the trend line, we are in the sell zone. What that means is that when we are below this trend line, the market keeps coming up, kissing that trend line, but keeps going down. This is the sell zone, where it keeps selling the market until right here, when the market then breaks above this trend line and then goes back into the buy zone. So as you can see right here, we're in the buy zone, so we're looking for buying opportunities. That helps to answer question number one. Which direction is the market going? Now, I just drew a manual trend line. I think we teach you and show you how to do that, but the neat thing about this is that our charting platform here has that smart trend line tool I told you about. So watch this. All you have to do is find your high point right here. You find your high point, and then you click it, and then bam, it's going to quickly and accurately draw your trend line for you. So there we go. There's our smart trend line. Don't even have to know how to draw a trend line. Just come in here, click on it, and it automatically draws it for you. So that answers question number one. We're in the buy zone. Now, we just can't simply just buy into the market right here. I mean, you could simply just come in and buy, but that's not the educated way of trading, because we have to answer questions number 2 and 3. Where and why are we getting in, and where and why are we getting out? To do that, what we're going to utilize, I'm going to pull this down here. We'll pull this down just like this. We're going to utilize what's called the Fibonacci tool. Now let me quickly explain to you what we're going to be looking for here. What we have found in the market is what the market tends to do. It moves in waves. We have found that the market, when it's going upward, it's moving in what's called an A, B, C, D pattern. And then when the market's going down, it does the exact same thing. A, B, C, and D. So we use the same strategy when the market's going up or going down. Now these wave movements, moving these A, B, C, D patterns, when we identify the A to B boundary, I think Josh will teach you and show you how to do that, we can pull out our Fibonacci tool. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail today, explain to you what the Fibonacci tool is. It helps to measure these wave movements. So what we do is we extend that Fibonacci tool from the A to the B just like that. Now what you're going to need to know is that what we have found is in between this A and B boundary is that when we identify that A to B boundary, there's a high probability of a pullback or what's called a retracement. So what these lines are, these colored lines in between the A and B boundaries, these are called retracement lines. So what we're looking for is the market to pull back or retrace and then form a U-turn, to form this C point here. And then what we would do is once we find that C point, what we can do is we can then buy into the market after that. And I'm going to teach you some basics here on how we can do all this here. Now, if the market pulls back and forms this C point at one of these red retracement levels, what that is telling us to do, if we buy after that U-turn, what this is telling me is to hold, oops, sorry about that, is to hold my position until we reach our D point. We're going to be looking for our D point at this red line here. Now these lines above the B level, these are called extensions. So these are extension lines. So what we've done, and this is something once again exclusive to our Fibonacci tool, is that we have color coordinated the retracement lines to the extension lines. Red goes to red, blue goes to blue, and then green goes to green. So what I mean by that is that let's just say the market pulls back to the blue retracement level, just like that, and forms its C point right here at that blue retracement level. If we buy into the market then after that U-turn, I'm about to show you here some ways of identifying that U-turn, what this is telling me is to hold my position until I get to the blue extension. Like everybody says, some blue to blue. And probably most of you can probably already guess, if the market were to pull back to the green retracement level and form that U-turn, and we buy into the market after that U-turn, we're going to be looking to find our D point at that green extension, like everybody says, some green to green. Now, the smart Fibonacci tool does all this automatically, but it does it when the market's going up, and then we also can do it when it's going down, just like that. A, B, C. And what we would do is we would short the market after the market U-turns and then going down here. And then we'd be looking for our D point. Oops. There we go. Our D point would be down here. as a red extension, red to red, blue to blue, and green to green. Now once again, this is our Fibonacci tool. It's our Fibonacci tool that we developed, color coordinate just like that. But what I'm going to do is you'll get this, all of this is part of this, my friends. Yeah, somebody just asked, we get the Fibonacci tool? Yeah, you're going to get that. But more importantly, you're also going to get the auto Fibonacci tool. So I don't have a lot of time, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the auto Fibonacci tool. It's called our smart Fibonacci tool. So here's what we need to do. Just like we came up here to the high and we drew our trend line going down, we can come here to this low and simply just click on it with our smart Fibonacci tool, and then quickly and accurately, it's going to quickly and accurately draw our Fibonacci's the whole way up. So as you can see here, let's zoom in. Let me back it up just a little bit. I went a little too fast. Okay, so we had our first A, B, C, D swing. We had another A, B, C, D swing. So that now brings us to the current A to B swing. So let's go ahead, let's focus on this right here. So the market went A to B and then pull back to this red retracement level right here. So that means our target is going to be right there, red to red. But what ends up happening here is a pullback didn't quite pull back to the 0.382. So we teach our traders that if it doesn't pull back to at least a 0.382, and if it does come up here to the 1.27, look for it to eventually pull back down here to the 0.382. And as you can see right there, it did in fact come down and kissed that 0.382 line right there. In fact, I'll draw a line. Let's just go ahead. Let's draw a line right there showing, whoops, we don't need a horizontal. We need a horizontal line. There we go. So right there. Bam. In fact, not only did it do it once, it came down here and kissed it again. So those of you that were in the Investor Inspiration webinar, I think on Saturday when I was showing this, I was showing you here that what I was looking for is the market to pull back and then break above this trend line. Now, here's one of the things I was looking at. I told you, like some of you might be wondering, well, how do we know that this is a C point right here? How do we know that was a C point or this is the C point? How do we know the market's going to U-turn? Well, those candlestick formations, you don't even have to know the candlestick formations. If you can identify red and green candles, watch this. We can come in here and turn on all of our bullish candlesticks. So watch this. The charting software is going to turn them all green for us. So all we need to know is to look for, oops, did I turn them all on? Yep, I think I got them all. Or better yet, we simply just hit select all, and then bam. Now we also have our bearish and our bullish here. So what I'm looking for is a green candlestick formation here. So we did get a nice bullish candlestick right there, but probably not the best entry. So here's the opportunity where the charting platform, because I didn't get a green candle right there, probably wouldn't have wanted to buy there anyway. Because what ended up happening is it went up, came back down, and then right there, bam. This brings us to where we currently are, just about a couple hours before coming in here. Bam, it came back, hit that level again, formed a level what's called resistance, and has U-turned. So what I was looking for is I was looking for the market to break above that line once again. So the buying opportunity probably would have been right around here, either around that candlestick, or if you wanted to be a little bit more conservative with this trade, where the market actually did break above that counter trend line here. So in that case right there, like I said, right where we are right now, it looks like it's making another U-turn, going after probably about 57 pips on that trade if we were to find an opportunity to get in with good equity management on this trade. Now, here's one thing I want to do as well. I'm going to delete all this here because I'm going to show you something else. I actually just found out this past week. I didn't even realize it was part of our charting software. Here's the neat thing about this. Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. Let's go back. Let's put all that back on there. I want to answer a couple questions here. I did mention that you can trade right from the charts. Let's say that we want to go ahead and place a trade right now. Here's what we can do. We can right-click and hit buy. Let's say we want to buy. We hit market buy, and we'll teach you and show you how to connect your trading account to the chart. So you can literally come in here, set your stops, your limits, everything is set right up, hit OK, and bam, you're in the market. You'll actually be able to trade right from the charts. Now another question here, so going back to something somebody asked a little bit before, talking about having to sit in front of your charts. The other neat thing that we can do is we can set up alerts on here. So if I right-click maybe on this trend line, maybe I want this charting software here to send me an alert when the market breaks above that counter trend line. I can click on that, add an alert. And we can come in here, it can send me an email, it can send me a text message, or some sort of alert letting me know that the market did in fact break above that counter trend line. So we can teach you and show you how to do that as well as part of this here. So a lot of neat built-in features here. But one I just want to show you probably something that's a real eye-opener. I didn't realize we were putting this as part of the trial. Let's delete this. Let's delete all this here. Let's turn all this off. There we go. Here's something you can try out today. Open up a chart, come over here. This is going to be your indicators, and what you're going to want to do is you want to turn on what's called the Turbo Trader system. You're going to I think you get 4 systems as part of this trial. You turn it on, and then bam. Quickly, the market turns the color here. Here's the neat thing about this Turbo Trader system. Let me zoom in on this. Let me show you exactly. Actually, no, we don't have to necessarily zoom in. Here's the neat thing about all you need to know is that this blue line right here, the blue line is that trend line that I manually drew. The Turbo Trader is going to manually automatically draw a trend line. So when we're above that trend line, we're in the buy zone. And then when we're below the trend line, we're in the sell zone. Just like that. Now, how do we know when to get in and when to get out? Very simply. What you're going to do is you want to buy on green, and you're going to want to sell on red when you're either in the buy zone or the sell zone. So if we come right here, in fact, I'll come in here and show you here. Does everybody see what happened here? Red indicator, we went into sell zone, we would have bought right there. We can buy, so we were sold right there. We were sold the market until we got the green indicator. So in this case right here, that trade, simply buying when the market broke below and closed, and we hold our position until we get a green indicator, that would have been right there 121 pips, simply using the Turbo Trader system, saying, hey, sell here, get out on green. Not too bad. Now the market U-turns, gives us green, 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 green. In fact, right there probably would have been another buying opportunity. Right there. Probably depending on whether there or there, but then we would have sold when the market broke back below. So in this case here, we would have taken a little bit of a loss. We would have taken probably about a 49 pip loss on that one. So they're not all going to be winners, but once again, you saw our win was much bigger than what that loss was. Now the next trade is going to be right here. Bam. We're now back into the market in the sell zone, and we're selling. And we're selling, 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 selling the whole way down. Red the whole way down till we get green. This trade right here, we just lost 49 on that one, but we just made back on this trade 370 pips the whole way down. Now the market then U-turns, gives me green, 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 green until right here. Bam, we break above that trend line, green indicator, so we're buying right there. So we buy, 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 buy until we get red. In this case here, this trade right there would have been, what, about 130 pips on that one. And then red, no buy, and then right here would have been the most recent one. Actually, it's not even the most recent one, so we just got triggered into another one as well. So this one we would have bought right there, and we were sold right there. So this one looks like it would have been about a wash. We would have captured 2 pips on that one. And then this is the most recent one right here. It just told us to buy. Right there. Bam. We're in the buy zone. Green indicator, we buy right there. It looks like we're down a little bit on it. We're down about 17 pips. But as you can see here, we would have captured 122. We would have captured 370, and we would have captured, how many on this one? I say about 125. So a loss of what? 19 pips, not that big of a deal. So this, yeah, so I just asked what this is. This is something exclusive. This is called our Turbo Trader system. Just like that. Now what I want to do right now is I'm going to show you something even neater. I want to show you one of the things about this. I'm so happy that they included this as part of the trial because I use the Turbo Trader system in conjunction with my manual analysis. So watch this. I come in here, if we want to draw our fibs, right here from the beginning, oops, 1 second. I come in here and draw my fibs, my smart Fibonacci's from the bottom there. So we had our A, B, you see we had red, 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 so this would give me green right there, so we would have bought, it would give me an indicator to buy. So even though we didn't have a green candle at that point, could have had the green indicator from the turbo trader system. Then just like I told you right here, if we turn on those candles, so you got more confirmation right there. You have a green candlestick, the turbo trader saying green. We broke above that trend line, the counter trend line, just like that. All kinds of indicators. I would look at that as being a pretty good trade right there. I'd have a lot of convergence right there saying, hey, now you might want to look at that one right there. So I'm about to run out of time, my friends, but I just wanted to show this to everybody here. This is once again on the pound yen on the 1 hour time frame. You're going to get this charting software. All of this is included here. You're going to get the charting, take it for a test drive, the videos. In fact, I'm about to walk through everything right now. Like I told you, it's all going to be very affordable. For the cost of a pack of gum, you get to take all this for a test drive. Play with it. See if this is something that interests you. Like I said, I'm calling it my Forex Quick Start program. So the charting platform, you can do all of this. I didn't even get a chance to even show you the auto trading or the demo trading. Josh will will give you videos on that as well. So we're going to get you on that trial here today as part of all this here. So what I'm going to do is let me go in. Let me show you what's on the back end before I actually pull up and send out the link. Let me pull this up here just to walk you through and show you all that you're going to get for this here. You're going to get these videos from Josh, these onboarding videos where he's going to go into detail talking about how to use a demo account, enter and close out of the market using our charts. You'll get his 3 workspaces, those 3 free workspaces. You'll get that. I believe the London Daybreak is one of those workspaces. Those Fibonacci's, he goes into much greater detail teaching you about the Fibonacci's and so on. Now, you'll get some lessons. You'll learn how to navigate the charts, the toolbars. There's custom indicators. You'll learn how to create your own custom indicators. That auto Fibonacci tool's built into this. You'll get some lessons on that, and we'll show you how to link this to your broker and how to do the auto trading here. So we'll show you how to back up all your work, how to deploy a system like that system I just showed you, setting up your system to auto trade. We'll teach you how to do that, and you'll be able to download. I'll show you how to download the workspaces and the navigation tools, and you'll get that London Daybreak trading strategy video. I didn't get a chance to go into this here. But here's the neat thing about this, is that you'll get this video from Josh where he goes into detail, more detail than what I showed you. In fact, let me forward this a little bit here. Let's fast forward this just a little bit. So like right here, see if this pulls up, bam. So he'll even show you what days might be no trade days. We'll go into a little more detail explaining that as well. And there's also every Friday from 10:30 to 11:30, you will get into a live session with either myself or one of my colleagues where what I suggest you do is, today is Tuesday, take the charting software for a test drive today, and over the next couple of days, write down any notes, anything that you have some questions on. On Friday, you'll be in a live session just like this. You'll be able to ask a live representative how to do all that as well. I'm going to come back in here in just a second and show you how to set up a demo account as well. So like I said, I kind of call this my Quick Start Forex program. Get you very quickly started in this market, and then if you want further education, we can definitely teach you how to do that. Now, the charting software we're letting you take for a test drive here today, let me explain to you. Once again, we spent millions of dollars developing it, and normally you'd have to be a student of Market Traders Institute to get access to it. You have to be a student through one of our education programs, the Ultimate Traders Package, or one of our other trading programs. So normally you have to be a student, and normally our students, they're paying about $249 a month on a month-to-month basis for a subscription to access to this. Now, here's the neat thing about this. For Investor Inspiration here today, you don't have to be a student. So yeah, Ethan, I saw that. Ethan just asked that we have to be a student. No, you don't have to be a student. In fact, actually, we're going to do something even better than that. Not only do you not have to be a student, we're actually going to give this all to you to take for a test drive here today for 14 days. It's only going to cost you $1. You'll get a 14-day trial. Now, even better than that, like I said, if you choose to go beyond that trial, if you say, you know what, I love this, I want to keep using it, you don't have to be a student, and you also don't have to, you won't have to pay the $249 a month that we are currently selling this to our students for. You actually get locked in for Investor Inspiration special here today for $59 a month, and that is on a month-to-month basis, meaning that you take this for a test drive for the month. If you decide you don't want the next month, you don't have no long-term contracts for this as well. And you're going to get some bonuses as well. I don't have a lot of time to go into the details about that, but there's all kinds of stuff. So you get the charting software, there's instructional videos, you get the free workspaces as well, some bonuses. And so all I need to do right now is I need to send this out to everybody in the room. You need to click on this link right now to enroll in this. I'm going to walk you through the steps, the process of how to actually get all this in your hands today. So I sent that out to everybody here. Actually, let me send this. I saw a couple of you here say you want to enroll, so let me type that out here. Here you go, David. and Jeremy. Let's go. Let me send this out to you guys right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'll walk everybody through the process on how to get started with this here. So let me quickly send this link out. I send it out into the chat box. I'm going to send it out right now to everyone in the room. There we go. So look for it out there. If not, type this link into your chat box, and you'll be able to go to the page. In fact, I'm going to pull up this page here in just a second and walk you through the process. So those of you ready to get started, here's what you need to do. Number one, to get started right now, click on that link. Enroll into the Ultimate Charting Software 14-day trial. So yeah, let me answer some questions here. Jay just asked, so we get the Turbo Trader. Yeah, you get the Turbo Trader, those automated tools, everything, literally everything I showed you here today. I don't think there's a single thing here today. I believe you get the workspace for the London Daybreak. All of this you get to take for a $1 trial. So for 14 days, take it for that test drive, decide if this is something you want to do. So do that right now. Is only for this Investor Inspiration webinar here today. Now the next thing is to view those video training lessons I showed you. You'll view those lessons for the London Daybreak, and you'll also view the lessons on the charting. So you get the charting in your hands, and you're also going to get all this, also the videos and everything. So yeah, the neat thing about this is that you're going to enroll. In fact, let's walk you through the process right now. Let me go ahead and pull that up. The first step is right here. Click on that link. In fact, yeah, somebody said they didn't get the link. Let me send that out one more time. This is the link you're going to click on to enroll. And once again, it's only $1. Oops. Hold on one second. Let me send that out to everybody in the entire audience. There, oops. Hold on, let me see if I can get that out there. And then I'm going to walk you through the process. So number one is to click on that link and then activate your 14-day trial. So it'll bring you to this page. If you want more information, here's our disclaimer, everything right here, cancellation. I'll go into that here in just a second. But the first step is to click on this, activate your 14-day trial, enter your payment information, hit activate now. Once again, it's only $1. It's only going to cost you $1 for the first 14 days. Focus on those 14 days. See if this is something you even want to do. If it's not, cancel. If you want to move forward with it and keep it, it's only going to cost you $59 a month to use the software, and you get all of this here. Now, that is step number one. Enroll into the program. What you're going to do is, for those of you, I heard a couple of you saying that you've already done that. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you for that, Mason. Mason says he just enrolled as well. Great. Neat thing about this is that what you're going to do is you're going to enroll into this, and then what you're going to do is you'll get through all those lessons. You can go through all those here today. You'll probably get an email confirming that you are, in fact, registered for the trial, and then you'll get another email letting you know that probably your login information as far as logging in and getting access to all this. Then the next step is to set up your trading account. For those of you who want to set up a demo trading account, I suggest, or I can't suggest, you can. I'm not allowed to suggest, but I use Forex.com, Oanda, those are a couple of them. In fact, let me pull up Forex.com right now. When you go to Forex.com, you see right here, it says open an account. Go right below that. It says not ready. Sign up for a demo account. This is how easy it is to sign up for a demo account. You simply click on that, enter your information, you don't pay for anything. What the demo account is going to do is it's going to allow you to open up a real trading account, but you get to use play money for it here. It's actual trades, but you can play around and build up your confidence level and trading. So then if you want to invest, then you can open up a live account with that as well. So that's the next step. So start practicing today. The market's open. The market's open 24 hours a day. So you can get this in your hands, and right after this webinar, start practicing trading in this year. And the next step is try this out for 14 days and attend that live training class. Now, as I told you before, take it for a 14-day test drive. If for any reason you decide that you just don't want to go past those 14 days, it only costs you $1. That'll help make you that decision whether this is something that you want to do. If you're serious about it, it's at least worth spending $1 on this to see if this is something you want to do. But if for any reason during those 14 days you decide this isn't for you, you simply cancel. I can call our 800 number or email us, or I'll show you here in just a second how you can do that. In fact, let me go ahead and pull this up here. Yeah, the full details are on that website. You can pull that up. But for those of you, if you want some more information, I only have about like 1 more minute left here before I go over time. But this is our 800 number. There's our customer service number. If you want to do a quick screenshot or write that down. If you have any additional questions about this, you can go ahead and get that from that as well. So let me go ahead and write something down real fast here, and then we will move forward here. Hold on one second. Okay, so let me just walk everybody through the process one more time. Yeah, a couple of you saying to please send out the link. Let me go ahead and send it out once again to you guys, and then I'll walk everybody through the process one more time. So let me send that out to everybody here. Yeah, those of you that are enrolling, thank you for that. Thank you for letting me know that you did in fact get your confirmation email. Thank you for that as well. Thank you, Derek. Jeremy, thank you for that. Let me know that you got that email. Great, I appreciate that. So I'm going to go ahead. Let me resend that to everybody. And okay, so everybody should have. If you don't have the link, please send me a message. I'll send it to you privately. Henry, great. Thank you for that. Noah, I see you did as well. Great. So the first step is just like what Henry and Noah just did. Enroll into the charting trial. You get everything. Once again, those of you asking questions, hopefully I'll be able to answer them for you right now. I apologize for not speaking directly. The charting, the instructional videos, everything, the auto Fibonacci's, the auto trend lines, all those automated tools, everything's built in. That turbo trader system, a lot of you asked if that was part of it. Yeah, that's included as well. I just found out this past weekend it is. You actually get, I think, 4 trading systems as part of this as well. It's once again, it's $1. It's going to cost you $1 to take it for a test drive. You get those video lessons on the London Daybreak and the charting. Set up your trading account, either live or demo. I can't recommend a broker. I'm not allowed to recommend a broker. I use Forex.com. Some of my colleagues have used Oanda. What you can do is you can just do a quick Google search for free demo trading account for Forex. There's a bunch of them out there. You can use them. So start practicing trading today. Literally, you have all the tools in your hands here today. I showed you one trade opportunity. I taught you a trading strategy. You can literally start doing this actually right now. So try it out for 14 days. Attend that live training class on Friday. If you have any questions between now and Friday, write them down, and myself or one of my colleagues in that live session, they'll be able to help answer and get you on this here. So on that note, my friends, I want to thank Investor Inspiration for allowing us to do this here today. That's our special. Normally, you can't get access to this. You have to be a student, and it would cost you $249 a month. So it's only going to cost you for the 14-day trial $1. After that, we have that Investor Inspiration special. So yeah, actually, sorry for that. I just saw that, who was that? Jay just asked, is this only for today? Yeah, this is only for Investor Inspiration, Jay. So you're going to want to at least register for that right now. So on that note, my friends, I'm going to send out that link one more time to everybody here. A couple of you, thank you for that. I just saw that somebody here just said that they just enrolled here. So let me quickly send this out to the entire room. And what I want to do is I'm going to respond back here quickly to some of you asking for that link. There you go. There we go. So let me send that to those as well. So on that note, my friends, I want to thank everybody. I wish you the best in your new trading career. Let me send that out. I'll stick around here for about 30 seconds. If you have any questions or anything, or if you want to, you can contact us at our 800 number or the email. So I'll go over my time. Thank you, everybody. I wish you the best in your new trading career, and I wish you the best in your trading experiences. Thank you.